Reusse Unchained. Reusse on the road here today. Where are
Yes,
you at right now, Pat?
I am in North Minneapolis. When I knew we were going to go on early, I pulled over and I think this is an old funeral home, and I parked in the shade behind a tree here. So I'm on the way to St. Paul, though. I'm going to go over to Tom Reed's and talk to disgruntled Wild fans and see how they're taking it. So after that heartbreaking loss last night, Judd, I have a question. Was hockey a better game with no replay?
Wow.
You could
But
you could make that case. You could definitely make that case. But you know what? It was a better game before Gus Nyquist joined the Wild, Pat.
yes, yes, it was. But here's the deal. First of all, about what was it? About 20 years ago, they started taking goals away if somebody had a skate on the
Yeah,
crease line. Didn't
in the
that
blue.
one of the wasn't the Stanley Cup decided by that?
Brett Hull's
Was
skate was in
Brett
the
Hull.
blue in
in the
'99
blue,
against Buffalo,
in the
and they
blue.
allowed the goal.
Allowed the goal, okay, but theoretically they were having goals taken away.
Yeah.
When a guy is 4 inches offside, who's not in the play, it's ridiculous to be taking goals away. They're too hard to come by to be taking them away. But you're right. I mean, I exchanged texts with Louis today, and he said Glenn Sonmore would have had an aneurysm because
Yes.
all he ever said in his practice was, "Don't go offside."
Oh,
You know, so
Yes.
yeah, I mean that was a disaster. But I was it that clear? I guess when they saw the still picture, it was that clear.
Oh, when
They
I saw the still picture, it probably. I think there's a chance that the linesman actually didn't whistle it down because it was close enough that he knew that if he allowed the play to go and the Wild scored, it would get
yes,
reviewed. Probably.
okay, yeah, maybe,
It was a
maybe.
terrible. It was
Oh,
awful.
it was a bad
Egregious,
way.
Pat. Egregious.
That was a great goal too. But how about Boldy's goal? Man
Ooh.
alive, he turned that. You know what? Now the flower comes in, so the advantage isn't as great then. But our goalie Gus is way better than that fat stiff from Las Vegas. Just make a
Is
move
he
on him
fat?
and he'll fall on his fat stomach, and you can just throw it in the net. He stinks. He's terrible. And also, I would also say the Wild's top three, four guys are more creative and more talented than their top guys. Now Eichel's finally awakened, and he's a great player. But you know, Boldy, Eck, and of course Kaprizov, and even Rossi to some extent are more talented than those guys.
can I ask a dumb question as I watch this play again and again and again? The offsides play. Don't most players just out of precaution
Yes,
drag their back skate
That's
like, all
supposed
right,
to.
why
Yes.
is he skate? I'm
He's an
repeating
idiot.
everything you probably ranted about at 2 a.m.
He's an idiot.
Why is he skating with both skates so close together when he could have dragged his back foot just out of precaution,
He
right?
wasn't. It wasn't even necessary that he got into the zone that quickly. He could have stopped himself and dragged a skate for sure. I have no idea. He has done. Bill Guerin gave up a second round pick for the Stiffs,
yes.
and
Now,
he has
Stiff.
done nothing until last night when he actually cost them a game that they because they played when Flower came in. Pat, Vegas got three third period shots on goal. They wouldn't allow
yes,
shots.
yeah, and the only reason I mean, he was good 2 years ago, but the only reason he did it was because of injuries. He was in a panic because of injuries, and now you got everybody back, and you're stuck with him, and you lost the second rounder. So it's a disastrous trade for sure. But you know what? Wild win on the next game, and we're going back to Vegas.
Let's
We're
go.
going
Just
back to
like
Vegas,
a
and
couple
they
of years
got a
ago.
fif- they got a 50% chance to win too, because Vegas is overrated.
Yeah, they're not
Overrated.
as good as I thought.
No, they a lot of big mooses, but I don't think their forwards are as skilled as the Wild's forwards. So anyway, Louis was, I was as I said, I was changing texts with Louis this morning. He was apoplectic. So I texted Louis and said, "How do you think Ronnie Carone would have taken
Oh, geez, yeah.
the old St. Louis general manager who was insane? One great guy. Then the game started. He was insane. He said he would have broken 3 chairs up in the press box when they took that goal away from them, and then been downstairs pounding on the referee's door. So,
I once saw Caron almost break the table in the Met Center press box during a Blues North
oh
Stars
yes,
regular season game. Regular season game.
I used to go out there when the Blues were in town just to BS with him before the game because he loved baseball. He watched Jackie Robinson play in Montreal. He
Yep.
loved Montreal. Nicest guy ever. Game started, psychotic. He was unbelievable. Everything you think about animated Frenchman, that was him.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a bad loss, man. That's a hard one to take.
Yep. Okay. Tonight, the other winter sports team looking to close out the Lakers. What's your feeling here on if they close out tonight? Do you think the Lakers are going to show some life still in the series?
Oh yeah, I think so. But we're better than them. We
Agreed.
the Wild is about the same as Vegas, maybe a touch below, not much. But the Timberwolves are better than the Lakers. So if they come out and play their game, unless they're overly cocky or something, I think they there's a better than 50% chance they end it. But the trouble is, you lose that one. Now you come home and you got to win game 6, right? Otherwise, I mean, they are playing with such a lack of stupidity compared to they did during much of the season. I mean, they're doing everything right. Ant's passing, McDaniels is fantastic. Julius Randle is somebody we never thought we'd see in our entire lives. I'd rather have him than Cat, right now the way he's playing. I mean, if they keep playing as bright as they are playing, Conley can only play about 12 minutes for you. And you got to play DiVincenzo a long time. But that 5-person team that ended the game on the other night was pretty good. That 5-man squad in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's been one of the best lineups statistically of any 5-man combo in the playoffs so far. And and JJ Redick tipped his hand by essentially telling you we trust 5 guys maybe,
Yes.
and that's pretty much it. Now Maxi Kleba sounds like comes back tonight,
Okay.
6'10", kind of
Yeah.
stretch forward.
He can shoot a little bit too, so he'll help them, give them a little depth. But I don't know. This team is, all year long you thought, oh, if they can unlock McDaniels and if there's something in Randall, then this is a hell of a team, and that all happened. It's pretty fantastic. Now I gotta say, I wrote a column today with Lori Trow from Gustavus and Johnny Tower and other people talking about what the Wolves mean to basketball in this town when they're playing like this. And the headline referred to those two as hoops nobility. I think Tower. I don't know if we can call. I don't know if that's the right term, but the people we got writing headlines for online are very creative. I want to tell you that it's unbelievable nobility. But I mean, it is. There's there is something special about NBA close basketball right now. I mean, in the playoffs. How about what happened to the Bucks last
Oh
night?
my
Oh God,
gosh.
what a seven
Minnesota's
up
own
with
Gary Trent Jr.
yeah.
Blew that one.
Yeah,
Holy
after
cow.
he'd been making threes like a maniac for 2 games, playing great, and he just let the ball go through his hands. And then how about who was it?
Halliburton.
Halliburton's dad is out
Oh,
taunting Giannis, and Giannis was great after the game. Did you watch his interview?
yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was awesome.
Saying I don't have to put up with somebody's father coming out and taunting me.
Enough with the dads sitting courtside.
Yes,
What
Yes.
are we doing here? T. Morant, Halliburton's dad, Cat's dad needing to be the T-shirt thrower guy. Like, let's just go
Cat
sit in a suite and
Cat was
just
hurt last year, and the old man was still sitting in the good seats for about the last 30 games of the year. He still had the good seats. So I don't know. You're right. If Dad wants some free tickets, somebody was asking me this though yesterday. So if Josh Duhamel calls up, they just give him some
yeah,
$1,500 seat in the front row. What are they keeping, like 15 of those for celebrities or
yeah,
something?
yeah. I think that
Kevin O'Connell wants to bring the missus to a game. I give up $3,000 to give him free tickets. I don't get it.
I'm pretty sure they have. There's like 6 or 8 or 10 seats that are very flexible. They also, I think, they flew in the Love Is Blind couple. Like the only one that, spoiler alert, I think made it from last season. I think they flew them in for publicity too and paraded them
I'm
around.
not a big fan of blows. Are they actually blind, the participants? Are
No,
they
no, no,
actually
no.
blind?
They're no.
You
That
know,
although that would be
that
another
would be a
good
good
reality show.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
because, you could have some 400-pound guy out there with a sexy voice, and he leaves with the girl. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
yeah. I think you might
Yeah.
be onto something here. Yeah,
Yes, right. Love
Love is really
I,
blind.
I do not spend a lot of time watching Love Is Blind. That's for sure. So
yeah. By the way, I tried to elbow Judd. He didn't really, because you don't watch Love Is Blind either. But
Yeah.
one of the lesser known, so the main couple was like featured in photos around courtside and took a photo with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But then one of the rejects from the season, Mason, Declan, you saw the show, right? Or no?
Not really. I've only
Vaguely?
seen parts of it. Yeah.
He was sitting in like the 28th row, just to the left of me and
Oh,
Judd with some
really?
of his friends.
Phil was very
Yeah.
excited.
I think he paid for his own
Okay.
tickets.
I had
Yeah.
no idea who it was.
All right. Well, hey, did you see the Anna Kendrick movie about 6 months ago? The one about, she was on one of those dating game. I mean, the character she was
dating game,
playing,
yeah.
but it's a true story.
Yeah.
She was on a dating game story, and she got lined up with the guy, and he was a serial killer.
That's a true
Yeah,
story.
I've seen the Dateline version of
Yeah.
that for sure. Yeah.
That'd be a bad break.
Well,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
and she
Oh, bad luck.
and she picked the guy, but then
Yes.
got spooked and didn't go on the date,
Mhm.
and thus probably saved her own life.
Yes. So that was.
I mean, would
that
you?
was an
There's a lot of
interesting-
reality concepts out there, but if Netflix said, "Listen, we're going to produce this. This is going to be like it's like Love Island, but one of the people on the
One
island
of
is
them
a serial killer."
Yes. And boy, the pressure would be on, wouldn't it? I mean,
I might watch that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, they're alone in the cabin. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, it was a heartbreaking evening for our hockey team, and we hopefully we don't have to go through that again tonight, right? With the basketball team also disappointing us in Game 5.
We'll see. Lakers are probably gonna throw a punch. They got some
Yeah,
they got some
they will.
pride. They still got LeBron, but this is like 3.5 full days of rest if my math is right into
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
and but then after this, it's travel, 48 hours. So even if the Lakers win, it just feels like Wolves' advantage for the next 3 games.
Don't you feel like we've gotten too good a shake from the referees though the last couple of games, that they've been too fair, that maybe the NBA is say, we wouldn't mind having LeBron play a Game 6 here. It wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I mean LeBron did shoot like 18 free throws in Game 3.
Yeah, he
So
did. They still gave him a couple of calls, but yeah. I did love my favorite quote is still Bill is saying, he doesn't complain. That was great. Okay.
yeah, and then JJ
By
Redick after Game
By
3.
Duke standards, he probably doesn't complain.
Yeah, and then I think JJ Redick after Game 4 said in protest of, there was a play where Luka stepped on Jaden's foot, and was it a trip? Was it not? But JJ Redick said Luka doesn't just fall down for no reason.
Yeah, he does.
No, he does. About
Yes,
10
he
times
does.
a game, actually.
He's
Humpty
hoping-
Dumpty.
He's hoping to get and 80% of the time he gets the foul call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
are you what's your level of Twins optimism? I know they lost last night, but they've won a bunch of games here in the last week. Are you
I
back
look
in?
at that lineup and say, pitching's okay, but the lineup's terrible. It's still terrible. The other night when they won that game and he got all the runs, the 11 runs, you had Jeffers among the last 5 hitters. The other guys could have been the Saints or Wichita Wind Surge. Or so, who the hell were these guys? It was,
Mickey Gasper, DH.
Jonah Bride.
yeah, Jonah Bride. Yeah, we can't.
My guy.
How would you like to have been covering that game last night? You know, Phil Miller for the Star Tribune, we call him the human rain delay because he gets all the, he's the Mike Hargrove of the press box, and he gets all the rain delay. 3-hour rain delay, and it rained for 5 minutes. They kept waiting for the rain.
Well,
after 2 hours, they admitted the rain wasn't going to come, and then it rained.
right, and then they put the tarp back on.
Yes, unbelievable.
Game could have been over. They could have
There
finished
had
the
to
game.
be.
It could have been.
There had to be 48 people there at the end. I
Oh,
saw a little
God.
tape of it.
If that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not in on them. I don't like it. I don't like the team. Sorry, I don't like the team.
That's all right. Okay.
Okay.
No.
See you later,
Pat,
guys.
All right,
Enjoy
Pat,
Tom Reed's.
safe driving out there. Yeah,
Gus
say hi to-
Nyquist fever, catch it.
All right. If you're looking for a good parking spot, there's a funeral home in North Minneapolis. It's great.
Okay.
know.
All right.
Yeah,
Stay
goodbye.
on sides, Pat. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. There he is, Reusse Unchained, a traveling man.